Payback. Chapter 16. Then. Unedited. Lunch at my parents' house was amazing yesterday. I have never brought a boyfriend home before and I always pictured it going much differently than it did. They loved Oscar and treated him with so much warmth. At first Oscar was nervous, but once he realized my parents and daughter were smitten, he relaxed. I was glad that both Bernice and Leslie didn't misbehave this time around. They didn't talk much and neither passed any comments that would offend me. After lunch, we played some card games, as music played low in the background from the radio. Evangeline and Oscar cracked jokes at each other on occasion, causing everyone to laugh. It was amazing watching Oscar with Evangeline fitting perfectly into the father figure role. As time went by, Mama Hyde and Leslie baked some cupcakes and made tea for everyone. The afternoon ended with Oscar asking my parents and daughter for permission to marry me, and they said yes. For a moment I thought he would propose there and then, but he didn't. He said would eventually, but he just wanted to get my parents' approval first. That again made me love him even more. Later in the evening, Oscar invited me to watch my band play at a local pub. I had so much fun, dancing and listening to the sound machine play. Afterward we got pizza and ate in his car while listening to a list of my favorite songs. He made a playlist for me in his flash. After that he dropped me home. And as I was getting ready for bed, he called and we talked until the wee hours in the morning. When we hung up, all I could do was think of him. This morning, I woke up feeling like a zombie due to lack of sleep. I could have called in sick, but I had an important meeting, so I dragged myself out of bed, got ready and made myself some strong black coffee before driving out. Asterisk. It's 8:30 and I have just walked into a boardroom for a meeting with Excellence Academy school representatives. They contacted us a couple of weeks ago. They want a business loan for expansion. I explained the basics and sent them the loan application form. Good morning, I greet Mr. Chanda and Miss Nairenda, the school's accountant and manager. Good morning, Miss Miller, they say in unison. Good to have you here. As soon as I sit down, my secretary walks in and serves us some tea and snacks. Thank you, Sarah, I say as she walks out. So we managed to fill in the application form, Mr. Chanda says. Okay, can I take a look at it? Sure, he pulls it out of his folder and hands it to me. Taking a sip of my tea, I analyze the form. Everything is filled up to perfection. I make a mental note to contact their past credit providers to determine their creditworthiness. This looks good, I say. But before the approval, there are certain things that we need to do. We understand. So I would like to schedule a visit with you guys so I can check on your operations. That will help me determine the riskiness of your operations and your likelihood of success. And when would you like to do that? My team and I can come through tomorrow at 9. No problem. After that I begin explaining to them the business loan packages we have, our interest rates, payment methods and what happens when they delay payment. In the middle of that meeting, I hear noise outside, but before I can process what's going on, the door swings open and Mr. Mubiana's daughter barges in, followed by Sarah. I am sorry, madam, I tried to stop her, but... It's okay, Sarah, I will handle it from here. Sarah walks out and I turn to Mr. Mubiana's daughter. There's pain and anger written all over her face. Are you happy now? She yells, throwing the foreclosure notice at me. Mr. Mubiana's house was put on the foreclosure list 3 months ago and we gave them 3 weeks to vacate before we took over. I thought that issue was closed. I haven't heard from him and his family since the foreclosure, so I am surprised with this visit. Can we take this to my office? I ask. No, we are going to talk about this now. I take a deep breath and try my best to control the anger that is about to explode. Then I turn to my clients. I am really sorry for this interruption. Can you kindly excuse us? Ask Sarah to take you to my office and I will be with you within a few minutes. Okay, they say before walking out. What is this about? I ask as soon as the door is closed. I am done being nice to her. My patience has run out. You kicked my father out of his house, she yells accusingly. I didn't kick him out of the house. The bank did. It's procedure I thought I explained to you and your family before the foreclosure. And I begged you not to because my father's health was at stake, but you wouldn't listen. Do you know my father hasn't been well since you took his house? And now he has suffered a major brain stroke and is hospitalized in a critical condition. I am sorry about your father, but it's your fault, Autumn. This is your fault, she silently says. There's steel in her eyes. I can tell she hates me and would want to hurt me. I am about to call for security when she lunges at me in silence, her hands raised to hit me, nails like claws, but just then, the door opens and security rush in. They quickly grab her. This is not over. If Dad dies, it will be your fault. And his blood will be in your hands, she yells as they take her away. I take another deep breath and sit down for a moment, trying to process this situation. Are you okay? Sarah asks. Yes, I am. I called security when I heard her screaming. That woman is unstable. I think they shouldn't allow her in here again. I will talk to the people at the gate. Get me some water and tell the other clients to come through so we can get done. Cancel the rest of my morning meetings. Move them to tomorrow. I will take a break after I am done here. Okay. Asterisk. Ella B. NB. Conversation.